Okay, so I got everything here. Following up on the stereo stuff, I put it together. Very easy to do for the retro radio. Just so you can see. Knobs plug in the sides. Faceplate plugs on. You got an antenna, auxiliary input, and then wiring speakers and ground and positive. I'm not going to bother playing the speakers for you because, just like I was saying earlier, it does no good. You can't hear them, so I'm just going to tell you what my experience was. I listened, and of course, then you do everything. You bass up, bass down, treble up, treble down. What sounds good. A couple different songs, and then I had Tammy come out and not looking at anything, stand over here behind me, and which is better, one or two, which is better, and did that. So we came to the same conclusion. The two speakers that I had were the Pioneer, and which is these, and the Polks, which are these. And at first, she was like, I can't tell a difference. You kind of got to walk right into that space between them. And so I played a couple different songs and then did one blue on black. A lot of quietness in it and then some good bass. And you could really hear a fuller, richer sound out of the Pioneers, the 6x9s. And the highs, usually in the past when I've set up stereo systems, I usually crank treble up almost as high as it'll go because I like to hear the cymbals and those highs. These, with this stereo and these speakers, you're gonna have to cut it down. It's kind of a different sound, but that's why I wanted to listen to stuff. You never know what you're gonna get. In the amp, you don't know what you're gonna get, so you wanna try to put things together. That is a very clean sound that comes out of the retro. The 1B is plenty. Unless you're just planning on thumping the heck out of something, you'll never turn that up as loud as I have because it just echoes in here. And it's the same wattage as we put in the truck. You can't even turn it all the way up. So and it's clean all the way up. It goes to like 46. It's clean all the way to 43. At 40, at the height of it, it'll kind of want to crack a speaker or thump. And I haven't listened to the fronts at all because all they're there for is to throw a little high end. But I'm going to try them. I got a couple sets. I'm going to look at them because if one just gets a little more mid in it, a little more bass when you're quiet, that's what I like. So I just don't want that tinniness in my ear all the time. I also got a couple capacitors where I may put those in line. I'm just going to hook these others up here in a minute and see. But 6x9s, the Pioneer wins. And you won't go wrong with the Polk. I think you just get a little fuller sound out of Pioneers. That's my suggestion. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to hook up all the 3-inch. I'll pick one of those, and then I'll put this stereo in the car. So any question about anything hooks up, holler at me. Tech support was great. I had one little issue I wasn't sure about, and I just missed it. I connected my phone, and then turned the stereo up, and I'm like, well, that's not right. It didn't sound like the amplifiers were working right. I just wasn't sending over a full signal from my phone because it's already set. When I crawl in the truck, it's where I want it. But when this one connected, the volume was low. Didn't even think about it. So turned that up on the phone and it jammed right up. I went to try to, go through the menu to connect. Didn't even need it. It connected right away. So it was super easy. It was easier than trying to pair it, which I didn't even have to do. I just turned my phone on, it found it, boom, we're playing. So that worked great. That's it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay. For the 3.5 inch, I used some kickers. I used Pioneer. And I used the Infinity. The kickers, not even close. They were not as good as either of these. It was close between the Pioneer and the Infinity. The Infinity has a richer sound to me. Plus you can get a little more bass out of it. So if you're, I understand they're there for the highs, but if you've got the music down, you can fade it a little more to the front if you're listening to quiet, and you'll get that bass at the front speakers too, just using 3.5s and the 6x9s in the back. Of course, then you can still play with your fader a little bit, you know what to do. But that didn't even take long at all. Spent more time listening to the Infinity and the Pioneer back and forth. Different songs, listen to some Creed, listen to some Creedence Clearwater, some Sex on Fire, a few things. But they just seem to be a little better to me as far as a full range. But then again, opinions like beeholes, I guess. So that's my opinion. And I'm out. Nothing else to say about it. That's what I'm going to put in the Trans Am. Okay, I'm not even sure what to label this as. I just got a lot of stuff done. I decided, so I ordered 2 different types of sprays for the dash. It was in such good shape. Decided not to paint or anything. I just really cleaned it real good. And then I had this stuff, which I was telling you about. Chemical Guys Black on Black. It's shiny. They make another one called Trim Coating. It's just flatter. The same stuff. And then if you ask, they tell you they don't want it in the interior because it's kind of an oil base, but it's kind of what I wanted on my dash. I wouldn't use it on the seats, anything. You can use it on tires. I used it on hard plastic. And it looks good. So I'm just going to go with it. I've painted things before and they were okay, but I'm going this. I got the dash in, so I went ahead and sprayed that stuff on the dash. That's why it has that kind of oily look. 50-year-old dash, it's still in good shape. So I've got, obviously you could hear I had the heater running. I've got it kind of flexed. And damn, it sounds like it's hailing outside. It is. Still cold as heck and a little bit of hail falling. Anyway. Put the dash in, and now because everything, you kind of just move it, force it in different ways. Put the heat on, I'm just going to let it set for a day. So taking the dash in or out, there's really, once you pull everything apart, there's not a whole lot there. There's 3 screws, and you can Google this anywhere. 1, 2, 3 that go through the dash up into the dash pad. There's a bar across here that you kind of snap over, and that's what holds the dash down there. And on that side, you got to go up underneath, but across 1, 2, 3, there's studs with nuts in them. Then on each side of the dash down low, you've got a bolt there and a bolt over there. Other than once you put the cross plate on there, that's it. That's pretty easy. This was the 4-speed car, so the ductwork's a little simpler. This is a vent only back here. I mean, it's hard to see, but it just slips on. Same thing on that side. It just slips on, and then what that does is air from out here. If you open it down low, it's not air conditioned air or heated. It's just vent. So you get upper vent, lower vent, upper vent, lower vent. The only time you get any fan flow is if you turn the heater on, it comes out down there. If you turn the defrost on, it comes up there. So I had to rethink how I was going to mount this thing, because this has to go in last, and then that push pin goes through here. That's the duct work. I was actually going to try to do it later, but then I couldn't reach to put the cables on for the heater box. So had to pull out, rethink it, and now I can put the controls in here for the heater, run the cables, screw those down, because you have to be able to do that, and then the heater box or the ductwork goes in under here and just pops into place. But right now, that's it. And like I say, this old dash hadn't curled yet or anything, and it was in damn good shape. I ran the wiring and the speaker wires to the trunk. The automatic trunk opener, I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I ran that wiring and been cleaning this stuff up, getting ready. And then, as you would happen, I'm over here working on the dash and popping a piece in, and it fell out and broke. It can be glued back together, super glued, nobody will ever know, but those things, I got a couple of them, no big deal. I think that's where we're at right now. Doing the glove box, I had a really nice tan one, but then I found a really nice black one. So all I've got to do is sand it. What this is right here, they goobered up the hole for the trunk opener. So I'm just filling that hole, epoxy in it, and then I'll just, once that button goes on, you know, you won't see it, the button will cover it, but somebody had goobered that up. And then the back side needs a little bit of paint. And so the only thing that'll have paint is going to be this piece on the dash. Everything else is original plastic, good to go. I think that's it for now. Still waiting on gas tank strap or gas tank lines, but I'm about to give up. It's been 3 months. I'm about to give up and just use what I got. And then I did get the other vent on, because if you saw the other video, it matches, and I can take care of doing that. Plus, I got to put wheels on it and actually drop it long enough to move it out of the way, because last week it was 60 degrees here, and Tammy came out and uncovered her truck and cleaned it up. So actually started it, let it run for a little bit, because it sat in here all winter. No problems. That's nice when you have no problems. I think that's it. Things are kind of, like I say, I got a couple days in here and just almost lost track of what I was doing. But so many little jobs. But now what I'll be doing is a lot of wiring. Man, I almost dread that. So I made my little blankets where I can lay down here and figure out where everything goes. Lights, everything has already all been hooked up. I actually hooked them to batteries, had them working. The only thing I've got to do now that's going to take any time at all is gauges. I've got to clean them up, polish the face on them. I've got a couple of them up here. I want to test them as much as I can. About the only thing I know that I can test is like oil pressure and water, because I can ground that stuff. I think Don Baseman at East Coast Trans Am, I think he made a jig to where he can test these things, test the tack. Pretty sure he did. I may give him a call and see what he'd charge to do that. And then I'll just send it up there and make sure it's fine. But still lots of pieces to work on cleaning up. But it looks like every one you've ever seen, just dirty as hell. So I'll go through and polish everything and clean it. One of the other ones I have may even be in better shape. But you know, I'll pick the best, go from there. And that's it. Probably just gonna be doing some wiring here. If I send this up to Don, I'll let you know, but I think he's got one if y'all guys are interested. It's Don Baseman at East Coast Trans Ams. And good guy. So, and he's making a lot of 3D pieces. I don't know if I filled this in on my radio or I told you about it, but I haven't mounted the radio yet. I was talking to him. You saw in the earlier videos where I had those two square pieces that go in the dash, and he is actually 3D printing. So this is what I showed you. The radio came with those, but he is actually 3D printing a faceplate made for that. So, can't remember where I put it. I'll find it, show it to you later. But then it saves having to do some of that work yourself. So if you're going to put in aftermarket radio, give him a call. He's 3D printing some stuff. That's it. Talk to you later. Bye.